Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Hey guys, so today we have this Poulan Pro 31cc string trimmer, but it's not just any string trimmer, it has attachments. As I was mentioning before in previous videos, I got this string trimmer in a lot of string trimmers that I had bought. One of them was the teardown from last week's video, and the home light that would start, but then it didn't run again. And yeah, it even started once on camera, but I could never get it started again. So that one deserves a revisit. So I'm going to be checking that one out. But for now, I want to see if I can get this one going. It would be nice to get at least one going. So when we got the lot of these ones, we did test a lot of them out to see if would they start and would they run. Well, when we tested them, they would start as we squirted some two-stroke oil right into the engine. And then we'd pull it over, and sure enough, it would start and rev up and die out, as you would expect it. Which I figured, okay, that it's an engine that at least has enough compression to run, even if the carburetor's shot and either needs replacement or just needs a cleaning. Hopefully this one just needs a cleaning. I'm not sure what I think of this, the top-mounted gas tank. Maybe it'll grow on me, but I don't think so. I have a second one of these that I can use for parts because it's missing the attachment heads, but it's got a same shaft and it's basically the same unit. So I do have parts for this should I need them. Well, let's check this out, guys. See if we can't get it running. All right, let's crack into it. All right, so let's make sure that we have spark first of all. And keep an eye on that spark checker. Let me know if it lights up. Yep, I would say that it has spark. Okay, so next, let's see if it's got compression. Okay, so for that, you'll need a 3/4 ratchet. Yeah, that's pretty fouled up. This thing's been running really, really rich. But it's running an NGK BPMR7A. Gonna have to burn off that tip. All right, so let me get my compression tester out. Very strange design. So used to the engine being up top, not inverted. Well, let me pull it over a few times and hopefully we get a better result than that home light. This one up here. All right. That's not a good amount at all. 76. Let's try that again. Yeah, pretty much the same. Oh dear. That is not a good result at all. Not a good result. Okay, so let's crack into this thing. We're gonna pull the engine. We're gonna check the exhaust. We're gonna go into it a bit further and see exactly what the problem is. Hopefully this thing wasn't straight gassed, but I do have another engine. We'll test that one as well, and we'll see how it goes. All right, let's crack into this thing. Okay, so let's separate the engine from the shaft. To do that, it's looking like we're gonna have to also pull the carburetor. So we'll do that. Looks like Phillips. Nope, that one's not. Someone's rounded the heck out of these. That's awesome. Someone definitely had tried to be here before. Let's see if I can get it off with a Phillips 3. No, that's completely rounded out. Flat it is. If I get it out with the flat. Let me get a bigger flat. See if I can impact it off with a flat. There we go. So, choke flap has to come off. Now we can remove All the fuel lines go all over the place. I guess because it's got the fuel tank from above. There. Those fuel lines are off. Carburetor's off. And there's a lot of oil everywhere. And how would this machine run? What? What happened here? Wow. That's wild. What is this gasket for? What the heck happened here? Where did this gasket come from? Like, that doesn't... I am so confused. Okay. Well, that just took a turn for the weirder, I guess. Let's remove the gas tank. That looks like two 5/32, or as I like to call them, Torx 25s. You can use a 5/32 Allen, but I just use a Torx 25. I find it works just as well. These are just going into plastic. There we go. That part's all gone. Now we can remove the throttle cable. It's actually slightly different than the other screws, so I want to put it back so I know where it goes. Now we can remove these four to remove this plastic shield. Machine thread. These are going into metal. Sorry, you guys missed that last one. So is there more? Yep. There's two more down here. These ones are cap head screws. These are the ones at the bottom. Everything is just coated in oil. These are the screws from the frame. Oops, from here. That's these ones. Got one more down over here. What else am I missing? What else am I missing? I've got to be missing something else. This is a lot of screws to come off. Any way you look at it. Not that one. I wonder if I have to take also some screws off at the front. Oh dear. Okay, so after that compression test, this comment really got me thinking about it. I grabbed my other string trimmer and I just tested it out and I got the exact same reading of 76 PSI. And that got me thinking, maybe there's a bit of an issue with that hose after all, or at least that design after all, considering the small size of that engine. So if I'm getting 76, maybe it's actually a lot higher. Maybe it actually is well over 100. Which leads me to think that maybe all this needs is a simple carb teardown and cleaning. But I want to pull the exhaust and check that side of the engine to see if the piston's burnt or the cylinder wall is scored. Then I will also check the intake side and also see if that side is damaged. Hopefully everything's good. We'll see. But that said, we still have to remove the engine from the housing so that we can inspect the exhaust. It's not as simple as just popping off a cover or two. So it looks like I'm going to have to get a new compression tester specifically for smaller engines. Right, so we've got another couple screws here to remove. Two more on this side, if I can get them. Finally, the last one. Down here. There we go. Engine's now been separated. It looks like we've got another 4 here. Lovely. That's it, fall over. There we go. Now we'll just be dangerous and we'll stick this together. No, we'll do that later. There we go. Now we've got the engine completely separated from the shaft. We're not sure what good that's going to do at present. So let me figure out how I'm going to mount the engine into the vise. And then after we get this one going, I don't have a cover and I don't have a filter for the other one or a gas cap, but maybe I'll get that one into the vise as well. We'll get the carburetor off and we'll get both of them going this video. I mean, why not? I mean, just because it's a parts engine doesn't mean we can't get it going, because then we'll know if it's a good parts engine for use later on. Who knows? Why not? Okay, so I'm going to shut off the video for now, just so I can get this engine situated into the vise, then get the shaft out, and then after I can get this one in so we can get the carburetor pulled on it and see if we can get both of these engines running. Well, the only thing with this one is it needs a spark plug and a gas cap, but that's irrelevant. Oh, and it also didn't have a filter cover or a filter. But aside from that, I think we can get this one running. And even though it doesn't have a spark plug, I did have that Titan. Yeah, you guys know which Titan. That I have a spark plug from, which I'm pretty sure should fit this. And if it doesn't, I'm sure I can find a workaround. Pretty sure I have a home light somewhere around in here that I can likely pull a spark plug out of. But then again, maybe I can just buy a new one. Or I'll just do a spark plug swap from that one, put it into this one, and we can see which one runs and which one doesn't, or if they both run. And then I'll get a new spark plug for this, especially if they both run. Right, so let me make the swap and I'll be back in a few minutes. Hey, look at that, guys. Look what I found. A red subscribe button. If you made it this far into the video, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, give it a thumbs up. Comment below. I love to read your comments, and I try to reply to as many of them as I can, especially the early ones. All right, guys, back to the video. All right, so I've got the other trimmer in the vise, and just so you can see what I'm talking about when it comes to this, to the compression tester, let me put the compression tester in, and we'll pull it over a few times, and we'll see. So thread in the compression tester. Maybe. There it goes. Right, so I'll set it down here, and let's see if I get 76 PSI or somewhere around there. All right. There, that's what I mean. Exactly what I said. So yeah, shout out to Doc Neuron for catching that. I wouldn't have thought about it, but right here, as you can see, it's the exact same compression that I got out of the home light. And yeah, again, same thing. As you can see, exactly the same. As well as the previous Poulan I just tested. And I'm gonna test it one more time just to see. So let's pull it over. Bet I could test another one, another trimmer of a similar size and get an almost identical reading. So that home light, it's probably not compression that's the problem. And quite likely on the other Poulan, it as well is not low compression. Because how can 3 trimmers give me the exact same compression? Yeah, so shout out to Doc Neuron. Thanks, bud. All right, let's get this carburetor off. All right, so again, torque's 25. That wasn't tight. Neither was that one. And the fuel lines are all broken. Nice. Oh well. All right, so let's remove this gas tank. And it looks like I found out how that other gasket goes. Because there it is again. And it looks like it's got these 2 locator tabs. So this must have fallen down and clogged up the system and they couldn't get it running because it wasn't breathing. So it's good. It's good that I had the second unit because I wouldn't have realized how this gasket went. That's good news. Yay me, a win. Come here, fuel tank. Take the rubber isolator off. I'll just toss it inside the fuel tank. None of that matters. No fuel cap. If I get this one running, before I can do anything, I need to get a fuel cap. Right, so again, we'd have to pull off these screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get this guy out of the way first. And then these 4. Okay, now the 2 down here. And then we've got the 4 in the front. And this will separate the engine from the shaft.
Jesus Christ. That's Jason Bourne.
Right, now the engine comes away from the shaft. And like last time, disconnect the kill switch. And we pull the throttle cable through. There we go. And now we got 2 Poulans. Yay! What an interesting video this is turning out to. One Poulan trimmer. Two Poulan trimmers. Okay, I won't do that again. But yeah, now we got 2 Poulan trimmers to hopefully get going. Probably should have marked which one was which, just so I knew. Let me get a Sharpie or something so I can mark them. I'll mark a 2 on this one. And then I'll mark a 1 on this one, right on the clutch. And then in the housing, I'll mark a 2. Just in this one, because the other one I'll know, since that's a 2, it goes to the 2. Right, let's get those carburetors apart. Okay, so on this one, I've already removed the front screws, except there were only 2 of them. And I'm seeing a lot of similarities in design as that weed eater that I had. So I'm just trying to figure out how this comes away. It just doesn't seem to want to come away. So I'm thinking maybe it's because this is still attached. Which, that's fine. I don't need to remove this. I was kind of hoping to try to remove the rope. But the rope's not bad. I mean, towards the back of it still looks pretty clean and pretty new. So it's not terrible. Maybe it was recently replaced. I don't know. So let's remove the 4 screws on this one. Just T25s. There's 4 of them. That's all 4. Now this back shield should come away. At least it should. Did on the last one. There's all 4. There we go. That gasket was well sealed on there. I hope that's not rust I'm seeing in there. Yeah, that won't come out too, but let's get the exhaust off. So for that, I'll just use a flat screwdriver. See if I can just pop it off. Oh, I don't like springs, because all they are is stored energy. That's why I don't like springs. Back of the cylinder looks good. Ring looks good. You get a poking device. Seems to move a little. So that's good. Let's keep turning it. Piston looks good. In fact, I don't see any kind of marks or wear at all. Yeah, this looks great. This engine looks really good. All right. Hopefully the other one looks just as good. I don't see why this one shouldn't run. I really don't. I'm pretty sure it's just 100% carburetor problem. This thing should run just fine. All right, so let's get this exhaust back on. I just really don't like springs. I get it, they work, but seriously, there's a better way than springs. Yeah, I really don't like springs. All right, let me get a better tool. This way I can get that spring back on easier. Okay, so that's back on. What a nightmare. I don't like working with springs under tension like that. It's just a lot of stored kinetic energy in it. It's, yeah, I don't like that. Anyway, let's pop this spring off so we can inspect that exhaust. Oh, I really don't like springs. If you haven't noticed. I just can't get underneath it properly. Let's try a smaller screwdriver. Smaller pry driver, I guess. Okay, well, the exhaust just kind of came apart in a way I wasn't quite expecting it to. But at least I can say with certainty this way, the spark arrestor screen is clean. Turn the light on. Back of the cylinder looks good. Piston looks good. Let's check that ring. It's not stuck in place. Yeah, piston looks really good. No scoring, nothing. Looks really good. Right, let me get that exhaust back on. Oh, this is fun, this part. Oh, this is always the best part. Okay, I'm just gonna tap that out. Did I mention that I don't like springs? Oh, thank goodness. Oh, that was a struggle bus. All right, so let me quickly reassemble these and I'll be right back. All right, guys, let's get this carburetor apart. I've already taken the other one apart and cleaned it, and it actually came out really good. Look at that. Nice and clean. And this time, no corrosion, unlike that last one I did. This one's off that home light, but look how corroded it got from the ultrasonic, from the chemical. And this one, perfect. Used a different chemical. Anyway, this one's done. I'll put that aside, but let's get this one apart. Oh dear. That diaphragm is like a rock. it's completely solid. There's no pumping action going on at all. So that diaphragm and gasket's just garbage. We're not even going to bother. See you later. Actually, no. I kind of need it just to match and make sure, but I think it's got a long nose diaphragm. I'm not sure if I have long nose diaphragms. That's not good. I may have to stick this into a rejuvenation bath. See if I can get it to come back to life, maybe. That'd be nice. Just got to find my brake fluid. And let's take the top off. I mean, if need be, I'll just swap the two carburetors. I mean, it's not a big deal. They're the exact same. And oh, here's the diaphragm. I was looking for a black one. Yeah, this diaphragm's fine. The big thing with this one, it's these ones usually don't go bad, but it's these flaps here. They're check valves. And if they're sticking up, then they're garbage. That diaphragm seems fine. And this gasket, well, it's just a gasket. There's nothing wrong with it. So we'll reuse that. That's not an issue. It's pretty dirty. Yeah, you can see it's pretty dirty in there. Yeah, look at the screen. It's got a lot of crap all in there. All right, so we'll get this off. Now be careful, because under here there's a spring. And if you don't watch it, say goodbye to that spring. It's already happened to me once. There's the spring. Needle looks good. Seat looks good. Everything about this seems okay. All right, so I'm going to put it in this jar. All these parts go in the jar. Needle. Almost lost that. That would have been really bad. Screws. Spring. This stuff. The control arm and pin. Perfect. As for this, that's going to have to go into a rejuvenation bath. I got to find the brake fluid so I can put this in. I do have some. I'm just not sure exactly where I put it. Now to put the cleaner in, just mineral spirits. And into the ultrasonic this goes. I know, putting mineral spirits in an ultrasonic. Oh no, that's dangerous. Heaven forbid. Actually, it's not that bad. It works out pretty good, actually. And because it's not water, I don't actually have to let it dry before I can put it back together and everything. So, and it should not cause rust. All right. Let's get this into the ultrasonic, and I'll see you after. Okay, let's get this carburetor together. Looks like it came out pretty good, I think. And they say don't use mineral spirits in an ultrasonic cleaner. Ha! I think it worked out pretty darn good. Of course, I put it in a glass jar, and then I put it in the water. So to do that, we're going to put the needle in. Then we're going to set the spring. And then we get the arm and plunger. It's already got the pin in it. I'm going to drop the arm and plunger. Let's try this again. There we go. We set the spring again. And then see that indent? This one. Some are indented. This one has a little bit of a hole. That's where the spring goes. The other carburetor went together a lot better than this one does. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, this is just going to be frustrating. Set the spring. And down it goes. And of course, the spring bounced. Oh, this one is being frustrating. There, I got it that time. Frustrating. There we go. Now we put the gasket. And then I got a new diaphragm. Get the base on. These 4 little screws. Now the top. from the gasket. And the top plate, which goes this way. It's going to draw this out to make it go on a little bit easier. And put the single big fat screw in the middle. Now the needle jets. The big one, the high screw, that goes in here. This one I turn out 1 3/4 of a turn. That's what it was when I took it out. So this is all the way in. So starting here, 1. There's 1 full turn, and now we do a half and 3/4. Now the low, this one is 1 1/2. That's 1 1/2. There we go. That carburetor is now back together. And it's ready to be reinstalled. That's fantastic. Turn this in a bit. There. All right, let's get this on. Okay, now we get to put the fuel lines into the tank. This is the fun part. Let me just cut a small angle on this. That way I can fish it through the holes easier. Now I just got to pick that little nose out. Pull it up, this way I can get a filter on. There we go. Now we'll cut it square. At least try to anyway. That's the old fuel filter, and there's the new one. There we go, that's on. Tuck it down, and then we pull back the excess. Not too much excess. Just enough so that when you're using it, it'll be sitting this way, that the fuel filter's down here, which it is. Okay, so on the primer bulb we have 2 lines. We have the short one, that's the suction line. That actually goes right here on the carburetor. The other line is the return line. That goes directly inside the fuel tank. Just like last time, I've put a small channel on it. This one I'm just going to pull up a bit. That one's just a return line, so it doesn't have to be anything special. I just want to get it up just a little bit more. Good. So there's the fuel line that's going to go directly to the carburetor. Right here. And that gets drawn directly from the tank. And when you prime it, it pulls fuel into the carburetor, through it, back to the bulb, back to the tank. So let's get this put back on the engine. Okay, so I want to get that seal on. That's these much larger screws. And they are machine thread. That would be these screws. And yes, I realize the throttle cable is not in place yet, which that's fine. I'll get that part done when we go to install the carburetor. Right, so let's get that carburetor put on. At least I figured out how this gasket goes on. There's 2 locator tabs, and there's 2 holes. It actually just lines up like that. That's it. There you go. That's how it's done. Okay, so give me a few minutes. I just got to get the shaft put in. This way we can get the engine put back into the shaft and get that carburetor installed. All right, see you shortly. Okie dokie. Now to get this carburetor on. This is interesting because the weird thing is I don't think these are the original screws. Because it's going into plastic and these are machine thread. Very bizarre. Well, it is what it is. So this goes through here somehow. Like this. And then we get the screw through. And we get the other screw through. Maybe. And I already attached the engine to the shaft. And then the throttle. Put the throttle cable in. And now we get the carburetor on. And screw it in. Flat screwdriver and we screw it down. Then the choke flap. Now we get the air cleaner on. Perfect. Fuel cap. Now all we got to do is throw some 2-stroke oil or 2-stroke fuel mix and give it a try. Alright, let's get the 2-stroke fuel out and give her a whirl. There we go. There's the 2-stroke mix. Wipe off spillage. Put the air cleaner back on. Okay, so the choke is on. But I have to open the garage or I can take it outside, although it's dark outside. It's really dark outside. Okay, so I think I'm going to take this outside and we're going to try it out there. So why not? Okay, so give me a few minutes to set up outside. The next time I'll see you, I'll be outside. All right, guys, we're outside. I've got it on. Now we'll just make sure it primes. Seems to. Yep, it's priming. Good. That's a good sign. Priming just fine. Right, so choke is on. Switch is on. There we go. Let's see, will it run? Oh my God. Oh, that was so good. That was so good. She started. Choke is off. I'll have to adjust it a bit, but it's running. Haha, how about that? Not bad. Not bad at all. And it died. Because it's going to need some adjustment. Right. Right, so let's make a couple of adjustments to it. Throttle seems to work okay. Let me grab a screwdriver and try adjusting the idle. Bring that down a bit. Let's try drawing out the idle screw a little bit. Try starting it again. Oh, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. And it died. This is awesome. At least it's running. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed. You know what? Let me give you guys a bit more of a view. I don't think you need to be up close anymore. Okay, so I'm just going to adjust. Can I even adjust the screws on this? Oh, yeah, right here. So that would be the high. And this is the low. So I'm going to turn the low out quarter turn and turn the high out a quarter turn. There. Let's try it again. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Seems to be running pretty much almost perfect now. Not bad, guys. Not bad at all. Right, now I know I wanted to also show the other one running, but unfortunately I put a little bit of gasoline into it, the two-stroke mix, and tried to pull it over a couple times just to see if it'll actually prime fuel into the carb, because it seems to be missing the primer bulb, and unfortunately it wouldn't pull fuel in. So without it pulling fuel into the carb, I won't be able to get it to run. Like, sure, I could squirt a little bit of two-stroke fuel inside the cylinder, pull it over, see if it runs. That would be nice, but without it being able to actually draw fuel from the tank to the carb, it doesn't matter because I won't be able to see it run. So expect a future update on the other one and actually seeing that one run, but it's great. This one's good. This one's really good. So I'm just going to winterize it, and by winterizing it, I mean that I'm going to run just straight two-stroke oil through the whole system, i.e. from the tank down into the carb and back up. That way everything's coated and lubed up with two-stroke oil, and then when it's ready to actually start up again for the new year, then I just purge that out of the system, add some fresh fuel, and it should start up no problem. Anyway, guys, that's it for this one. Hope to see you in the next one. Don't forget, hit that like, leave a comment, and also subscribe. I'd love to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Be really nice if it happened. Be really actually a beautiful New Year's gift. But hey, if I don't, I don't. I'm just going to keep pushing along and expect more of these kind of videos. Anyway, guys, talk to you soon and see you in the next one.